He's had better days. Good morning. It's about 7 o'clock. There's no visible signs of frost outside. Like the windshield on my truck was not ice covered. The roofs are not white. But it says 27 degrees, so it's cold. We'll go check our beans later and see what they look like, but it's not looking good. I don't have anything. Well, I do. The next field that I want to go plant isn't really ready. We got to do the tillage work there, and it was a prevent plant cover crop field, kind of like the one we just planted yesterday, but this one's a little rougher, and so we need to level it up. But the field cultivator is not going to work because there's too much residue. The ground's too hard, so we got to hook the disc up. We're going to put it on the big tractor so we can just go fast and cover some ground with it, and hopefully in a couple of hours we'll be able to start planting. But we'll see. So I'm going to go help Dad get that disc changed, or the tractor changed over from the field cultivator to the disc, and we'll keep moving. In the meantime, while we're waiting, we may jump in the 8300 and go do some field cultivating for a little bit. Maybe. Unhooking. Here we go. All right. We're going to go hook up the disc. So our disc has a much smaller drawbar hole, and so we have to put this spacer on here. Use a different pin to hook up to it. All right, I guess we got it. I'll let him get to work. Okay, so Dad's off discing. I'm going to let him get a little bit ahead of me there, because that's where I want to go and plant next. Although I do have another spot that we could go. We'll see how things go here. But while we're waiting, we're going to go a little bit old school this morning. I just went and checked one of the other fields that we need to run a field cultivator on. Jack did about 2/3 of it yesterday, so we're going to go finish it in this bad boy. And it's been a while since I've used this tractor actually in the field for some field work. So this will be fun. Well, looks good. Let's go do some old school tillage. Guess we're gonna get a cold start this morning too. Come on, baby. Didn't think we needed to have the tractor plugged in last night. There it goes. This tractor starts super hard when it's cold, but when it's warmer, it's in the shop, or above 40 degrees, it's fine. So we'll let her warm up here for a minute before we take off. So little compared to our other ones. All right, let's do this. We've only got to get a little ways over there. Jack already did the other side of the field, so shouldn't take us real long. Yeah, this is fun. This field cultivator doesn't have the fancy electronic depth control on it like the other one. It's got a single point adjustment handle, and you just kind of play with the hydraulics. We don't have real great auto steer, but we do have auto steer, kind of an add-on thing. This tractor was built way pre-auto steer days. It feels like we're flying here because we're sitting low to the ground. The field cultivator's right there compared to the other tractor. And yeah, it's a little rough. We don't quite have the suspension that the new 8R does, or the 8430 for that matter. But we're getting the job done, and it's fun to do. So the auto track in this tractor is what they call a ATU, Auto Track Universal. You actually take the steering wheel off and put this unit on and replace it, and it's got a motor down in here that actually steers the tractor and turns the steering wheel, and you can see it making the corrections through the field. All the other tractors are integrated auto steer, and so it's integrated right into the steering hydraulics. The steering wheel doesn't move when you're using it, but this one it does. It's kind of fun to watch. But we're on this chiseled ground that the chisel's on an angle compared to the one that we're running, and so as it's kind of going up and down, it meanders a little bit. That's why it's correcting quite a bit right now. Apparently our packer for this field cultivator needs to be just a few inches wider. See all the bridges between the passes. It doesn't quite cover the field cultivator width. Anyway, we're just finishing up here. I got to do the one more set of end rows, and then we're going to go back to the farm, get the planter ready to go. So Dad was working over here in this field right next to me. So I wanted to just come over here. I need to talk to him for a second. I've got the giant sledge down here, which we've had in here because we were pulling the disc with this tractor. And sometimes he gets rocks caught in the blades and stuff, so I want to make sure and see if he wants that. Guys, I just got a notification on my Instagram. Sharky Farm started following me. I tagged him in a story last night because I was watching some Shark Farmer YouTube. Go check him out. That's awesome. Okay, well that was a fun little nostalgic trip in the old tractor and field cultivator. Let's go back to planting corn now. All right, I've got fertilizer loaded up for the next two fields that we're going to do. They're both sort of small, so I just put in enough for both of them. I don't know if my soybeans are going to make it or not from the frost last night, but I did find the first casualty. I forgot to turn my pump off last night, or my handle, and she's cracked. Oh, well, I got started planting. I'm just doing the first pass in the end rows. My low tank warning come off. I didn't even get close on that one, even did I? Crap, that's a lot of bucketfuls. Still better than trying to level out or even out 16 individual boxes. All right, well, we're over half done with this field. Rolling right through it here. I am about out of seed though. My low tank warning light come on, so I'm hoping I can call somebody and get them to come pick me up. We'll see. All right, I got my mom to be my Uber driver for a minute. Took me back, and I got my truck and some seed tender here. So time to load her up. Another box. Okay, we're loaded up again. You'll notice this stuff is pink, all pink. Doesn't have green kernels with, or it's not green with pink, and it's not pink with green. There's a few green ones, but that's contamination from a different variety. The reason that this one is all pink is because it is not a blended refuge. So if you remember a couple days ago, I told you that the reason there was two different colors in most of it, mostly green with some pink ones, is because the pink ones are the refuge corn. Well, this hybrid is not one that has the refuge already blended in it, so it needs a separate refuge, which we are going to plant. I have the seed for that. But so they don't have, or they leave it all pink, so it's all the same color. Kind of another way to help you remember that that's what it is. Who's gonna move first? Playing chicken. It's me, because I got to the end of the field first. It's me. I chickened out. So in the middle of this field here, we've got this, looks like a waterway or just a grass strip. That's actually a tile. There's a main right there that outlets into the woods somewhere, but it's so shallow that we've kind of had to mound dirt up on it, and we cannot drive on it because it'll collapse the tile. So it's kind of a pain, but it's the only way that the rest of this farm gets tiled and drained out, and it's really wet up and through there without it. So that's what we have to do sometimes. Where then where that stake is, it basically the tile starts getting deep enough that we can drive over it again, but that's is what it is. All right, we're done here. Another 39 acres. We've got enough seed and fertilizer for the next field, so we're gonna head straight there. It's the one we ran that field cultivator in and finished up this morning, so, and it's right over there. The things you do here to try and get the shot, get the lighting and the camera. So for the last few days while I've been planting here, I've been compiling some footage, different shots on my GoPro. I haven't had the time or the patience to try and get them incorporated into these videos that I've been making the last few days, and they've been long enough as it is. So what I decided I'm going to do is when we're done planting, or when we get some rainy days or some slow days or something, I'll put together a little clip of some of the stuff that I've shot with that GoPro camera. It should be pretty cool. So I haven't talked a whole lot about it, but corn the seed comes in different sizes. There's rounds and flats, small, medium, large, and basically it's just whatever the plant, the seed corn plant produces and stuff, but they try and group them and sort them based on the size for the planters to be a little bit more consistent. Well, typically people like a medium round seed. That's just the most popular one. Sometimes you can get them, sometimes you can't, but they tend to plant the best with planters and stuff. Well, this variety that I've got in the planter now is the first one that I've planted that's been a medium round, and look what we're getting for singulation. I mean, this planter's just doing a tremendous job, consistently pushing 99 to 99 and a half. That's really good. So that's why we like medium rounds. The nice thing about the corn plates that I have in there, they're what they call a ProMax 40 John Deere's plate, and it's a flat plate that doesn't have a little cell in it. The old ones used to have a dimple, I guess, that each corn seed would get stuck into. They were a lot pickier on seed size and making sure you had the right seed size. These plates aren't as picky. Now, I can do better with a medium round than I can a small flat and some of the different seed sizes. However, I can plant them all pretty well. And so I don't get real picky when it comes to seed size. Just give it to me and I'll plant it and we'll be good. But it is fun to watch that 99.5 plus show up on my monitor. Finishing up the last pass on this field. There's another 31 acres done. Dad is just finishing up. He's got a little ways to go yet, but he'll be done here pretty quick. Disking this next field we're going to, there's plenty of room back over that way that we can start on it. So I wish I could get him to drive that thing faster. It works best at about 9 miles an hour. He's maybe doing 6.5, but it's all right. We're covering ground. I'm not going to complain. All right, we got to go back to the farm for fertilizer before we go over to that next field there. I don't know how much seed we got left, but we should be able to plant for a little while yet. So I'm going to get the next box put on the seed tender. Actually, we're not going to use a box. Okay, I got to go get some paper bags out of my seed warehouse because that's what we're going to finish this other field over here with. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Phil made it back from Berkey with the bean planter. I think he had to go back down there and get his truck and seed tender, so that's why he's not planting yet. Is it bad? Oh, it doesn't look too bad. One of my openers was dripping, so I reached in there to hit the check valve, and I walked right into this. That bracket there caught my head. It's worse than I thought. It feels like there's blood running down my face. There's not, but huh. Oh well. I gotta finish filling the fertilizer up there, and then I'm gonna take my truck down to my seed warehouse, throw the bags of seed in that we're gonna need, or that I think we're gonna need. At least the first ones we're gonna use. We'll see how far they go, and that way it's ready. My boron shuttle is empty. I knew I wouldn't have quite enough to do all of it, so I did get about half of what I need for this load, so it'll just be a little bit lower rate, and then the last couple fields won't get any, and that's fine. I'm just kind of hoping we don't run out of actual starter here, because it's getting close. I need 2,000 gallons of that yet. You think there's 2,000 gallons in that tank? I'm not sure. Let's see, I'm pretty sure that's a 20,000 gallon tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If there's 5 rings and it's 20,000, might be close. Might be close. Okay, so this here is the same hybrid that we're currently planting. It's just the refuge version of it. Remember earlier I said that other stuff was didn't have the refuge blended in it. So this does, it's Roundup ready, but it does not have a corn borer or a rootworm trait to protect it from those insects. So these 12 bags here are a different variety that I'm just taking them because I don't know if that other stuff's going to be enough. And I want to make sure that we got enough to finish this field. There's 95 acres there. Oh, that first sip out of a new bottle or a can of Dr. Pepper. Whew, it's so good. I don't really remember the last time that it rained. We've had perfect weather for a week now, other than being cold. Still got wet spots. I'll have to farm around that one, I think. That field's going to beans. So this field that we're in now has some of our most extreme soil type differences, and you can see the color. Look how black the dirt is down there, how yellow and crappy it is up here. It rolls. Got a big hill there. There's another one back in there. We've got a big dip down there. And then there's this ditch that kind of cuts through on an angle. And up there in the point is some really, really black dirt. It's muck. It's super soft. It will grow really good corn. It also grows really good giant ragweeds, and it's a pain to farm because it's so soft and spongy, and you can't farm it too wet, you can't farm it too dry. Otherwise you got all kinds of problems. We get stuck in the muck. It happens relatively frequently. But we don't have a lot of it, just a few pockets in this general area. And like I said, it does grow really good corn. Things are about to get a little interesting here as I plant this little muck hole. You can see this dirt is so soft, Dad wouldn't even go in it with the tillage tractor and equipment. It's not wet at all, but we are making a pretty good imprint here with just the tractor driving across it. So I'm gonna put my GoPro out just so I can see if I can show you what it does with the planter here. And yeah, we'll see. I'll show you as best I can. And now we get to play that fun game of dodge the electric poles while in a muck hole. It's a good thing it's windy to blow all that dust away so I can actually see something. Black dust. We're gonna make it up this big hill. This is a big hill for our area. I know some of you guys out west farm some crazy stuff. This isn't really that bad, but it is a hill. I'm gonna ride back down into the low ground. Cameras don't show elevation very good. Time to check our seed tanks. I think we got them a little uneven when we filled last time again. I'm really missing that scale on my tender. All right, well, we're doing good. We got about 43 acres done in this field, a little over 50 to go. I just got my low seed warning again, and since I'm putting basically the same hybrid in, just the refuge version of it, I'm not going to worry about getting it planted right down to the last kernel. I'm just going to go get my truck with those bags in it. We're going to throw them in here since I'm at the end of the field. Unfortunately, I've got to walk way up there to where my dad's red truck is that he left up there earlier today. I'm telling you. Farmer Uber. All right, so we're gonna throw in the bags that are on this pallet. I believe there's 22 of them. That's the refuge corn, the same variety that I just got done planting. I decided before I used those other 12 bags that I had thrown in earlier, I better use up all my open stuff. So I threw in all the rest of the open plot bags and some leftover stuff from last year. We'll use that up before we open new seed that we still have to pay for. Man, I tell you what. Even with a broken scale, I'll take a tender with boxes over these bags any day. All right, been planting out this seed for a while here. We're just finishing up the rows in this field that run east and west. And now it kind of turns and the rows run north and south out to another road here. This field kind of works around these two different woods here, and then you got this ditch that cuts it. So we got rows that go both directions.
We'll be able to walk through this field.
And now we get to deal with more electric poles. You guys can watch how much of a pain these poles are here.
Okay, so first, your editing was great. Second, your content is fantastic.
Pull up to it as far as you can.
And engaging YouTube persona. I see you hitting 300K after a couple years.
Back up. Our tank got off, so now we got to straighten it out.
Thank you for the kind words.
Back some more.
Do you think the river will down?
It's not up real bad right now. I don't think. I guess I haven't driven by it today.
I think we can make it.
Hopefully not. This would be probably one of the worst times for it to get out, which it did right now. It was out what is it, early March, but it went right back.
Clear the pole. I don't know. Can you see that?
I hope not. But if it keeps raining, it will definitely get out.
How far away?
The other end of the planter is hanging way out on the road.
5 miles. We're very lucky.
Attempt to get straight.
It's extremely close to it.
Engage our auto steer.
Rich cheese.
Set the planter down. Pain. I'm listening to one of Brian's live streams on YouTube from a couple days ago. So yesterday over on Instagram, the farmers were talking about the weirdest thing they ever found out in their field. I wouldn't classify this as weird necessarily, but it's interesting. Don't drink the water out here, apparently. Yowza! Looks like a 8-point. Now I'm sure that somebody shot him last fall and lost him, couldn't find him. And he's been rotten ever since. Anybody wants a deer head for a mount? He's laying right there. So I'm trying to get cool camera shots for you guys, and I did something. I put my camera on the end of that marker arm. It's not there. I just went along this edge of the woods. I think a tree branch knocked it off. So now I gotta walk along here and see if I can find it before it gets dark and the camera dies, because I might still be able to pick up its Wi-Fi signal. Wish me luck. That branch. It was that branch. Whew. It's all good. A little dirty. It's all good. Well, crap. We are 3 acres short from here to there. And there's not much I'm going to do about it. We're out of seed. We're about out of fertilizer too. My truck, see that tractor way over there, is way over there by Dad where he's working. I'm going to load up for the next 30 acres, which is across the road over there. So I think I'm just going to go back to the farm so I can get fertilizer. We'll get my truck, throw all that plot seed mix stuff in, and then we'll come back and finish this. It's easier than walking to my truck right now. Okay, that was a quick 450 gallon fertilizer fill. I decided I'm just going to drive the tractor and the planter over to my truck to get seed because it will be faster. Now, the question is, how many of these plot bags and open bags is it going to take to plant 33 acres? I have no idea. It might not even be enough. I have no idea. All right, well, I put all of those open plot bags and leftover seed I had from a year ago in the planter. I have no idea if it's going to be enough or not. Honestly, at the one point when I was putting it in, I thought, this is too much. I don't need all this. And then when I got done and looked at how much I had, I don't know. So I threw 2 extra bags of the new unopened bags on the planter platform up there. So if I happen to run a little bit short, hopefully at least that's enough to get it done. Otherwise, I got to run all the way back over here to my truck. But we'll get it. So let's go finish that 3 acres, and we'll jump across the road. Also, turns out when you Snapchat out a picture of a dead deer, people want it. So somebody's coming to get it tonight. Good. Okay, this one's done. Another 95 acres knocked out. We're gonna go jump across the road. I'm kind of driving through the field, which is a no-no, but I don't have to fold up this way. So we'll go get that 30 acres. Take me about an hour and a half, hopefully is all. And we'll be able to get home by midnight, easily. This field is not my favorite one to do ever. It's certainly not my favorite one to do in the dark. There's not a straight side to it. The back end is really hilly and wet, and the front has got these muck pockets just like we worked with across the road. So Not great to be in here at night. You can see the dirt flowing. Can you guys see that? Can you see the dirt just it's just flowing in front of my openers and stuff. That's how soft and light and fluffy this ground is. So hopefully it all goes smoothly. So the other day I got asked the question when I was doing my plots about whether or not we get paid for doing plots, or who gets the data off of it and all that kind of stuff. We don't get paid to put the plots in, but the data enough is really enough reason to do it, especially for me as a seed dealer. However, the seed company does give us that seed. And so all them empty plot bags that I put in, that's all free corn to us, basically. I mean, we got to do the plot and do the work to get it, but it sort of adds up. So I put 25 numbers in the one plot, 12 in another of the corn, and so that's like 36 plot bags, which a plot bag is roughly a third of a full bag. So that's like 12 bags of corn, $200 a piece. So yeah, I mean, it's worth something. That said, all them plot bags that I dumped in there wasn't nearly as much as I thought, because I got a low tank warning already and we still got 20 acres to plant. Them 2 bags that I threw on the platform, I ain't gonna do it either. So it looks like I'm gonna be going for a late night run to my truck. I think I'm out of seed. We are out of seed. I've got these 2 bags. I'm gonna put 1 on each side, but that isn't gonna be enough. So a bag plant's about 2.5 acres. So those 2 bags will do 5 acres. We've got 15 to go, which means we're gonna be about 4 bags short. So when I get up to the end of the field here by the road, I'm gonna go get my truck. It's just a half-mile run through a field that we just planted. No big deal. Oh man, I'm out of shape. Or maybe just the fact that I haven't slept in a week. No, I'm definitely out of shape. Okay, I got 4 more bags put in the planter, so 6 total since I put them first 2 in. That should get us enough to plant to finish this. I did throw an extra bag on the platform just in case, which I will probably forget about, and it will probably get rained on tomorrow. What are you gonna do? We're gonna finish this, take the planter back to the farm, remember to take that bag off, and then come back and get my truck. I'm just gonna bring the red truck from the farm and park it here overnight and take mine back. Empty all the seed that is left in there. I got 6 more bags in the back of my truck, all the empty bags, that stuff, and then I'm going home. It's a little wetter over there than I was anticipating. I don't know that I would say we about got stuck, but we about got stuck. A pass and a half, down half the field even and back, and I got a row not planting. We'll go see if it's just uneven or if we got to put that other bag in. Well, it's not uneven. Good thing I put that extra bag on. At least now it won't get rained on. Okay, we made it. Got this field done. I'm gonna fold her up. Let's head back to the farm. 11:53. I'm not gonna make it home by midnight. But we had a pretty good day. We planted almost 190 acres. Okay, I'm going to throw all these bags out and get my truck emptied, and then I'm going home. We actually planted 197 today, so not quite 200, but that's a pretty good day as it is. We are down to the home stretch, guys. We have only got 168 acres of corn left to plant. The problem is, it's in 2 different farms that are in the complete opposite directions from each other and the farthest fields that we have. One of them is 9 miles, 8 or 9 miles north and east of here. The other one is 10 miles south and west. So I don't know if we'll get them all in one day or not. There is a pretty good chance of rain tomorrow, so we're gonna have to kind of see what happens. I will not be at the farm first thing in the morning tomorrow because tomorrow is Sunday. I've got to do the whole Facebook Live church thing. So If it's not raining when I'm done with that, I'll be around, and we'll see if we can't get something done tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm taking the day off and sleeping and going to hang out with my kids. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I know this video is getting sort of long, and I apologize for that, but hit the like and subscribe buttons for me, please. Leave me some comments. Oh, I do want to do another live stream. I don't know when it'll be, but when we're planting, which may only be one more day, sometime in the next week here, we'll try and get another live stream in. So pay attention to my social media, Facebook, Instagram, and the posts here on YouTube for information about when that'll happen, and I'll try and post it as soon as I know, or as soon as I'm thinking about it. But that's my plan. So have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you sometime, but soon. Oh, one more thing. Phil's down to 140 acres of beans. Like, we're almost done planting. Totally. So I'm sorry, I know I haven't shown you any of planting the beans other than what I've done with the corn planter. But I haven't been around it. I have not seen it at all. So yeah. Oh yeah, one other thing. Sorry, I promise this is the last one. I added up how many hours I've worked this week. I started at noon on Sunday a week ago tomorrow. We started fitting ground and planting, and we've been working hard ever since. 115 hours is what I've got in 7 days. 115 hours. So I am perfectly okay if it rains tomorrow and we don't finish that last day of corn. There looks like a good window the middle of the week before the next good chance of rain, so we'll get done here. No big deal. I could use a break anyway. But yeah, I told you, planting is a sprint.